to ROFLcast, episode 46, where we discuss the meaning of life
and whether or not the girls in Tron have vaginas.
Sentient programs do not need genitalia.
Yes, they do. Why do the girls have tits then?
It's for aesthetic purposes.
Ugh. Yabba dabba doo! Welcome everybody to a brand new edition of ROFLcast. I'm your host, Darren, aka Achilles, joined as always by my hombre, Doc Hollywood.
What's up?
And we are going to be discussing the latest movie news as well as playing songs from the latest trailers. When you listen to a trailer, do you ever wonder, what is that song?
No.
No? But if you did, we're going to tell you anyway. Fuck it.
It's the least favorite part, my least favorite part of the podcast.
My favorite part of the podcast is the part where you shut the fuck up.
Oh.
You mostly do the talking.
I talk way too much in the podcast.
Way too much.
Way too much.
In no way do I have to force you to speak by asking you really redundant questions, really killing the pace of the podcast.
Obviously.
Never has that happened.
Never happens that way.
Never happened.
Nope.
For those who don't know, you can find us at ROFLcast.com. Soon to have a new website.
Right.
Although I say that every week and it never happens.
Well, let's hope it does this time.
Well, it's been a while since we've had our last podcast.
It has been quite a while.
Things have changed.
Lots has changed.
I'm not in jail.
That's good.
Yeah. Hollywood is still a virgin. Not good. And my Dungeons and Dragons group is now back from the Ogre Plains. It'll change. Yeah. It happened to me on a ski trip where a guy slipped inside of me because I had night sweats and he was fully erect. Wasn't gay. It was an accident. We just rolled with it.
Roll with the punches.
The big announcements that we need to discuss are movies we've already seen.
Yes.
We're not going to spoil shit.
No, we're just gonna yell.
At the end of Tron, the good guys win. Okay, there. All the spoilers are out of the way. But I think that it's important that we start off with the most important movie this year,
Which was
Inception. Just kidding, it's Tron.
Still haven't seen Inception. Just saying.
Oh my god, I watched it again.
I know. I'm gonna go get the Blu-ray and do all that.
It's so good. I don't want to hype up your expectations, so let me preface this by saying it's the greatest movie ever made. I just want to make sure you're not.
Thanks for making sure I don't get.
It's Citizen Kane, like on crack.
Okay,
is the way that I describe it.
Well, I've never seen Citizen Kane.
The whole thing was about his sled named Rosebud. Oops, there it is. We spoiled the movie from 1954. Deal with it. I had people get upset with me because I told them the ending. We talked about something. I think it was like.
You're like, I told them the end of $1 Million Baby. I don't know why they're upset with me.
Yeah, the movie sucked. It was like Jurassic Park or something we were talking about a few weeks ago, and they got mad. And they're like, "What you should have said? Spoiler alert."
It was Jurassic Park.
Maybe, I don't know. It was like some really famous fucking movie. Guess what happens at the end of the movie?
Day.
They win. That's what happens.
Oh, you ruined it for me.
Oh, you ruined a 1994 classic. If you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to see it ever. It's like me and Star Wars. It's been too long. Although, not releasing in theaters. They're releasing on Blu-ray in 3D.
You sure?
I have the tab open up right here.
All right. Do you want to talk about that now?
They're releasing Star Wars and Blu-ray on 3D. The end.
Why'd they decide to do that as opposed to going the theater route? Because that, with the way good old Lucas likes to make money.
Lucasfilm announced that Star Wars: The Complete Saga will be available on Blu-ray this September. You can already pre-order 3 different sets. It will be available right away. So the 3 different sets are The Complete Saga on Blu-ray. The 9-disc set includes all 6 films, the prequel trilogy, and then the original trilogy. Now, they also have a bunch of bonus features and whatnot. The Complete Saga will cost $139 US. Or $180 Canadian for some reason. And the trilogy sets will be $90 Canadian or $70 American. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Dollar's pretty much even right now.
Yeah.
But what? I don't see any 3D. Not seeing 3D.
I heard rumors of 3D. Perhaps I'm wrong. But they wouldn't be releasing this in September if they were releasing it all in theaters again.
Maybe they're going to tie them to...
Yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah, they would.
Like, I could see them tying in the Blu-ray launch with releasing the fucking 3D movie at IMAX.
Well, they re-released Avatar.
Extended edition.
Yes. With
that I won't ever watch.
Minutes, I think.
No, it was like an extra hour or something.
No. It was like an extra few minutes.
You serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, the roommates were watching it yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to leave the room while you guys watch Avatar. I did that once. That's good for me.
Yeah, Avatar's a good movie, but you never want to see it again.
No, yeah. I'm not going to go and say that Avatar is by any means the best movie of all time or the worst movie of all time. It was just kind of mundane. The only cool thing about it was in the theater, the special effects with the 3D combined.
Yeah, I mean, the special effects were good. The art design was pretty good.
It was, you know how you hate the fact in Pixar films that they're always cookie cutter plots and it always feels like the exact same thing? Mm-hmm. That's what I felt like Avatar was. And I think we've discussed this before in a previous podcast, but Avatar just felt like if they set out to make the perfect money-making movie that everyone would just fucking eat up, that was their intention in going into it. And I'm not saying that making money's bad.
Movies.
Huh?
That's True Lies, that's Titanic. All of his movies are just purely there to make money.
Yeah, but I'd say Avatar was the pinnacle moment of it was that more than anything else.
And people are hailing James
Cameron. I
like
Titanic better than I like fucking Avatar.
Wow. That's hurtful.
Yes, it is.
I liked the concept of Avatar because I like...
There's just too many plot holes and too much stuff was far-fetched.
Oh, I mean, the plot holes were definitely shitty, but I like anything with animal husbandry. I really like the communication.
You're totally into the bestiality.
Well, a little bit. No, I like anything where they communicate with animals and they like the essence of the animals. That's why How to Train Your Dragon really spoke to me.
Yeah.
Because I really like that movie, and I hate CG movies. But I like that one because it was
No, that
was a good film.
And shit. Yeah, that was a really good film.
Fucking movie. And the end song was done by John C., the lead singer of Sigur, and he's fucking amazing. All right, so let's look back at James Cameron movies. We had Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, T2, True Lies, Titanic, and Avatar. Nothing good after Terminator 2. Aliens was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I think Alien is a lot different of a movie. And Aliens is an action movie. Alien was a horror movie. I like Alien.
Yes.
Oh, I like both. Terminator 2, perfect movies.
Terminator 2 is awesome.
The Abyss was fucking dope. That was a solid goddamn film. But True Lies, everyone loves it. I think it was a pulp action film.
It was good though.
Everyone's like,
oh, it was good. It wasn't a bad film.
No, it wasn't.
I like True Lies better than I like Avatar.
Okay, well, see, True Lies was the penultimate action film, and everyone's like, oh, it's so pulpy because it takes all those action elements and just makes it bigger. But I felt that way about Live Free or Die Hard, and arguably I had more fun in Live Free or Die Hard than I did in True Lies. I know it's blasphemy, but fuck you guys, I like what I like. Titanic fucking sucked. I'll watch... I like movies, and I don't mind romance movies, but I'll watch the fuck out of The Notebook before I see another second of Titanic.
I don't know, Notebook was fucking cheesy in comparison.
Yeah, it was super cheesy, but they were fucking believable. I believe that those two are in love.
Yeah.
And no one could fall in love with the bitch from Titanic. Nobody. I don't care if she was naked in front of me. I haven't fucked and I was in a little Irish rat for my entire life. Nobody. Also, if she was thin enough, he would have been able to fit on that fucking headboard. Why did Jack have to die?
Maybe I just like Titanic because it has a good memory attached to it.
You got a blowjob in the theater? That was 97. How old are you?
13.
God damn, you're old.
Go fuck yourself.
Whatever, man. 97, I was 12. No, I was 11. Why do you have a good memory attached to Titanic?
I'd rather not talk about it.
I'd love you to talk about it.
Really?
You now have to.
You're going to make me talk about this.
It's not going to be anything fun either. It's not going to be this crazy sexual romp. We're just holding each other and licking each other's eyes.
It wasn't even 97. It was 4 years later.
You should know better by then. You're an adult.
It was 4 years later.
And you watched the movie.
And I had refused. It might have been 3 years later. It might have been 2000. It was either 2000 or 2001. I had refused to ever watch Titanic. I had refused to ever watch
2001 is when I graduated from primary school.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my ex-girlfriend basically twisted my arm to watch it, and she knew that I had never watched it. And
Emotional vampire ex-girlfriend or rest in peace ex-girlfriend?
The first one.
Okay, emotional vampire. Love you.
But anyway, that was the first movie her and I ever watched together, and it led to some good things.
She put out "She's a Skank."
If that's what you want to say, sure. But I still have that good memory attached to that film, and that is actually the only time that I've ever actually seen Titanic.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't watch it again since then. But I think I would rather watch Titanic a second time than watch Avatar a second time.
I think I got a blowjob in the theater when watching Meet Joe Dirt or some like dumb David Spade movie. that was the best memory I have of a movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was watching X-Men. I was fucking my girlfriend on my kitchen table.
Nicely done.
People eat there. Not even the kitchen table, the island where we cook. That's where we made love. And also, my buddy Dawson got a blowjob from her friend in my guest bedroom that night.
I guess you both get gold stars.
We do. I do. He doesn't. Okay, so James Cameron's a hack. Avatar sucks. But, I mean, all kidding aside, everyone praises James Cameron, but he didn't design all that shit. No, he didn't wake up and paint the fucking picture of Pandora. There was like shitloads of digital artists, brilliant digital artists that did it.
Oh, there's a team. There's definitely a team of them that.
No one looks at ROFLcast and be like, "Oh my god, that's so gorgeous. Thank you, Peter Jackson." No, we thank the artists. So stop sucking James Cameron dick because the movie was pretty. God damn it. I'm sorry,
but all the plants glow in the dark.
Now, James Cameron is actually the second highest grossing movie director of all time behind Steven Spielberg. And let's take a quick hit of his movies. He did Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park.
He's been going a lot longer than James Cameron has.
Not that much longer. Because Piranha 2 came out a long time ago. And
he's been making good films for a lot longer than James Cameron has.
Yeah. So, like, I'm basically carrying on at the same time because Spielberg rejected offers to direct Jaws 2, King Kong, and Superman to do Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I would have loved to seen a 1983 version of Superman done by Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see King Kong like that. I actually liked King Kong, weirdly enough. I think I'm the only person on Earth who liked King Kong, the remake PJ did.
I haven't even watched it.
Oh, good. Thank you for adding to this. All right, so I'm going to get just one piece of news, and we'll jump to our first song. So, when you think
Oh, God, I'm just reading the
why did you ruin it? You put the horse before the cart.
Oh, go.
God damn it.
Just go.
When you think of movie trilogies, the greatest trilogies you've ever seen, one film comes to mind, The Mummy. Now, when you think about the...
greatest spin-offs of all time?
The best spin-off trilogies of all time. What else do you think? The Scorpion King.
Obviously.
I mean, there hasn't been a franchise started by The Rock that I didn't love.
No.
I mean, Faster, award-winning. Walking Tall, that is a sequel with Kevin Sorbo. Amazing film.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Sorbo did a sequel?
The Tooth Fairy. I mean, that Oscar.
Obviously. Academy Award-winning film.
I don't know how that didn't break box office records. So it looks bad when you do that, but then they do 2 direct-to-DVD sequels, each one having a different cast because no one wants to do it again.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Why are they making a third one?
In Thailand, no less. So the funny thing is...
did sci-fi, Sci-Fi Network pick it up? Or what?
No. Okay, so Scorpion King 2, The Rise of the Warrior, is the direct prequel to this, obviously, because everyone's seen it. So Scorpion King 3, they won't be lost at all. Here's the weird thing. Here's the cast. Now, we got Victor Webster. He's in Surrogates and Melrose Place. Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
As you may know as Hellboy, of course. Billy Zane.
What?
Billy Zane. Yeah. Most people remember him from Zoolander.
Was he in the first Mummy?
No. That was
that guy that looks like Billy Zane.
Maybe it was Billy Zane. I know Benicio del Toro was in it, but Benicio looked weird in that fucking movie. I'm gonna look that up if we want to talk for a minute about The Mummy.
The Mummy. Well, in all honesty, the first Mummy film, I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was a half-decent adventure flick. And then I was like, when the second one was coming out, I was like, sweet. And then it just fucking went straight downhill from there. Just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
I liked The Mummy. Like, Mummy and Mummy 2, like, were just, like, fun, stupid movies. I don't know. I like fun, stupid movies sometimes. And I'm not, like, one of those people that, I am a movie person, but I'm not a snob. I like shitty movies. And I always reference Live Free or Die Hard. It's a shitty movie I like. Mm-hmm. And The Mummy is a shitty movie I like. Mummy.
I don't know, man. Live Free Die Hard got the second highest IMDb rating out of all the Die Hards.
Yeah, which is fucking foolish because he falcon punches an F-22 Raptor that has jump jets that flies around like a Harrier. He threw an F-22 at he threw a Optimus Prime at an F-22. Basically, is what happened in that. Also, the girl in that movie, who's now playing La Femme Nikita, the Asian chick. What's her name?
The Asian Caucasian.
Yeah, the AKK. What is her name? I don't
Extremely
Shuki,
good looking.
But you think she's good looking?
Yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah, you like dipping in that, right?
Dude, Asian Caucasian girls are very fine looking
Half-breeds.
women.
My first long-term girlfriend was an Asian Caucasian. She's fucking crazy. She was nuts. She got me kicked out of high school. Crazy bitch. Maggie Q. So she was like the Terminator in that fucking movie, man. He drove an SUV through a building and pinned her against the wall at like 70 miles an hour against an elevator shaft, and she's like fucking walks away.
She's a Terminator, apparently.
She's Christina Loken. She's T-3000.
Exactly.
God damn. How do we even get there?
I don't know how we got here.
Anyway, the Mummy, they're making a sequel. They have this solid Scorpion King, sorry.
The Scorpion King 3.
Straight to DVD, but a good cast.
Yeah.
Oh, and guess who? When you're thinking about Zulu Kondo, if you were thinking about that name, Zulu Kondo, the African king.
Yeah.
What sports personality comes to mind? Let's say I'll narrow it down for you. Which wrestling MMA personality comes to head when you think of that?
When I think of who?
Zulu Congo. That name.
That name, Zulu Congo?
Something to do with a massive
Rampage?
beard. Oh, I'd see Rampage. No, it's Kimbo Slice.
Okay, Kimbo.
Yeah,
that was going to be my next one.
Kimbo Slice is in this movie.
He is?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Why?
He's moving into acting, apparently.
Yeah, and Dave Bautista is also in it.
Batista?
Yeah, the WWF wrestler. Yeah. Or WE or whatever.
Is this film being produced by the WWE again? Because I know the first Scorpion King was produced by Vince McMahon's company.
There it is. That's probably what it is. Fuck, I don't know.
Who gives a shit?
It's going straight to DVD.
I'm not going to watch it.
I think we should watch it and make our own commentary on this fucking movie.
I'd love to do that.
We should have a night and just watch all 6 Scorpion King movies. Or,
the 3 mummies and the 3 Scorpion Kings?
I never saw the Asian mummy. Although I had Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh. Really
the original one?
No, the new one, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
What?
That was the third mummy movie? One? Yeah. That came out in 2008.
Oh,
I did not see it.
Don't think I watched that.
We got to watch it. There it is.
Okay, we'll do that if we can also do a Roland Emmerich marathon.
I will kill myself. Those are the images. If you watch them all in a row, it's like the Ring video. You die 7 days later. That's how shitty it is. I'm willing to do a whole league of things. I will cut my sack open and eat my own testicles before I watch 2012. I'm going to put that out there.
Have you not seen 2012?
No, I didn't see 2012.
Come on, it's a Roland Emmerich film.
Name one good thing Roland Emmerich has ever done. Independence Day does not count.
Stargate.
He did Stargate?
He did Stargate.
God damn.
It was one of his first films.
I've never seen Stargate, hey?
It's, and don't get me wrong, it's the exact same plot that he uses in every fucking, there's one character that's like the disgruntled anti-hero type of thing, and then there's another nerdy character. Like, it's that exact same thing, just put in that. But when it came out, to me at least, he hadn't done Independence Day yet. It was before all those other films, so it wasn't so cookie cutter across the board with all the fucking films that he was doing at the time. But I still, and I wouldn't even say that film was amazing, but what came because of it and the whole Stargate franchise that started was pretty amazing.
Because it canceled Stargate Universe.
Yeah, after the second season.
It's an end of an era. It's like when they canceled Enterprise. I was shocked.
When they canceled Star Trek.
I heard Enterprise was getting really good.
I never watched any of
Neither
Enterprise.
did I. But T'Pol, she's fucking hot, dude. Christine Bollock, I think her name was. She played the Vulcan Starfleet officer on that. She's smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Looking at his movies, he actually did some good movies, man. He did Universal Soldier, Stargate, Independence Day, Godzilla, 13th Floor, The Patriot, Eight-Legged Freaks, Day After Tomorrow, Trade, 10,000 BC in 2012. The only movies I really don't like on this, Eight-Legged Freaks, I for some reason enjoyed. I know it's a dumb fucking movie.
He didn't direct that one, though.
No,
he
produced
just executive produced.
Yeah. Day After Tomorrow was the worst film ever made in history. Period.
That was not a good film.
And it made ridiculous money. What happens in the Gulf? No, we've talked about this 7 times.
We've talked about...
This is my go-to worst movie.
We always talk about Roland
It always
Emmerich.
comes down to Day After Tomorrow. 10,000 BC I didn't even bother with because he was fighting a saber-toothed tiger and using a woolly mammoth to build the pyramids. And I was like, yep. It's like, he like saw Apocalypto. He's like, how can I make this awful? He's like, wow, Apocalypto's really well formulated and really well done. How can I ruin this?
There you go.
That was 10,000 BC. Which, first of all, we were still Cro-Mag. I'm not even going to get into it.
No, just...
Neanderthals did not have that type of articulation. Let me just put it that way. It's not Neanderthal, it's Neanderthal. 2012, why the fuck would I even bother? Really? At that point...
Okay, and this is the thing that's kind of been Roland Emmerich's thing, where it's like he just makes these massive disaster movies that have really good special effects, and people almost just go to watch the crazy shit that's going to happen.
Disaster porn is what they call it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like disaster porn, where the story, you already know going in, it's not going to be very good.
See, now I'm looking back on these movies, I'm just fucking dumb. And I'm like, as a kid, I was just a dumb kid. Like, I saw Universal Soldier. I've told this story a lot, actually. Let me start from the beginning. I've told the story a lot. The movie that got me into movies was Highlander 2, when he fought off the aliens. I know. I was like
the downfall of Highlander. That was the...
It was. And I remember being like, I think it was like 4. No, I was older than that. I was like maybe 5 or 6. And I watched Highlander 2 at my friend Zach's house. And I went home and I took all our Disney VHSs and I threw them in the garbage.
Yeah, you've told this
story.
story.
We've told the story. And then it's like, you lied to me. There's amazing movies out there. Because I was a dumb fucking kid. Let's be honest here. But like Universal Soldier, Jean-Claude Van Damme was fucking awesome to me as a kid.
Yeah.
And Will Smith was my fucking hero.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy was my hero. And he was an Independence Day, so I love
he was
Independence
like the saving grace of Independence Day.
Yeah, man, he's the fucking dope. Jean-Claude Van Damme was in a lot of good movies when we were kids. Like Universal Soldier, Time Cop, Hard Target, Street Fighter was terrible. Bloodsport. Oh my god. I remember like...
Dude, the thing is, Kate, you say this now, but if you went back and watched those films, they will not hold up to your 13-year-old, 12-year-old intellect.
Oh, totally. And like Double Impact when he was with Dennis Rodman, like that's a dumb fucking movie. I know this. Although I really liked Die Hard 1, and that held up really well.
Die Hard 1? Yeah. Oh, well, Die Hard 1, still a great movie today.
Yeah, Die Hard, This Time of the Vengeance wasn't like the best movie for me.
Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Oh no, Under Siege 2 was the one I didn't like.
Under Siege 2 wasn't very good. The first Under Siege,
fucking awesome.
That was like the first movie that I was like, I love this shit.
Yeah,
man.
Wow, yeah. Steven Seagal, hey?
Steven Seagal. I was a huge Steven Seagal fan.
You know what movie I loved? Sidekicks.
Sidekicks?
You remember that with Chuck Norris?
Oh, and what's his name?
Who was that kid?
He's not alive anymore.
What? He's dead?
Yeah.
Was that Corey Haim? That wasn't Corey Haim.
No, not Corey Haim. Corey Haim was in that License to Drive.
What's his kid's name? Jonathan Brandis?
Jonathan Brandis.
He's dead?
Yeah. I think he committed suicide.
Oh, shit. You're right. God damn. How did he die? He died from injuries he suffered after he hanged himself. Just say he hung himself. Just say he killed himself.
That's how they like to word it on
How far in is
Wikipedia.
this? Should I play a song right now? I feel like this is long. All right, do you want to start off with hip-hop? Do you want to go something a bit more techno-y? Or how about we start off slow, and then we build our way up to the best song ever made?
Sure.
All right, we're going to start off with a slow track from a movie starring Rachel Bilson and a guy in a hat. The song is called No Idea. I think I closed the song. God damn it. Why is this all... No, here it is. It's called Mine Again by Black Lab. Now, you're saying you know these
Black
people.
Lab, if you ever saw when Transformers, the first movie, was coming out, Black Lab did a cover of the Transformers theme song from the 80s cartoon. I'm not going to fucking sing it. But if you guys go check that out on YouTube, it's called Black Lab Transformers. It's fucking badass. I really like that song.
My first dog was a chocolate lab.
Cool.
The song is from the movie Waiting for Forever, which is a romance film directed by James Keach.
That I will not be watching.
Well, because the guy has a stupid fucking hat.
He's going for the Charlie Chaplin look. We already discussed it.
Now, you may remember James Keach from directing Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, the TV movie. It's starring Tom...
Totally, that was a great film.
It's starring Tom Sturridge with a guy with a terrible hat and Rachel Bilson from the OC.
I remember Rachel Bilson.
Yeah, she's great. Weird thing is, I think she's dating the guy who plays Volchek on the AC in this movie.
Oh.
Which is weird.
Like in real life?
No, in this movie... Her and the guy who played Volchek on the OC are dating in it, which is weird.
I didn't get past like the first season, so I'm unaware of who Volchek is.
He's the reason Marissa died.
No.
I've never seen the show.
Spoiler alert.
I heard this. God damn, we spoiled a lot today. If you were going to go see a canceled show from the Fox mid-2000 lineup, then you were never going to watch it. Either way, the song's good. It's a good fucking song. It's a little bit slower, but we're gonna pick up the pace after this, baby. Check it out. This is Black Lab with Mine Again.
There's a place I used to go. There's a world I used to know. There was a light and it was you. Every word I say is true. I say every day I will wait till you're mine again. I will die every day till you're mine again. There's no words to explain, no beginning and no end. I will dream, I will pray, you'll be mine again. I can see you dressed in red. All the secret things you said. Lying barefoot in the grass. Now my heart is in your hands, your hands. Every day I will wait till you're mine again. I will die every day till you're mine again. There's no words to explain, no beginning and no end. I will dream, I will pray, you'll be mine again. It's just time that runs between us. It's the ocean underneath us. It's the picture that won't fade away. Every day I will wait till you're mine again. Brings me close to the day when you're mine again. There's no words to explain, no beginning and no end. I will dream, I will pray, you'll be mine again. You'll be mine again. You'll be mine again. You'll be mine again. You'll be mine again.
That was Mine Again from Black Lab. Now, over to the douche.
That's not a nice thing to say. Why couldn't you just fill some time while I got some mints?
I'm like, what's his fuck from Wayne's World?
Garth.
Oh, he's off today, man.
Yeah, I love Garth.
Garth?
Yeah. Dana Carvey is hilarious. Although he was in the worst movie of all time, which a term I use a lot. The Master of Disguise with Jennifer Esposito.
Oh, yeah, I remember that fucking piece.
Why was Jennifer Esposito so goddamn sexy in Dracula 2000 and then never again? I think you have to see her whole face in other movies.
Maybe.
Although you got to see fucking Dracula 2000 was the best movie ever because it had fucking Omar Epps. It had What?
We're hacking fucking Roland Emmerich, and you're sitting here saying Dracula 2000 is the best movie ever. There goes all of our credibility.
Gerard Butler was fucking Dracula. For those who haven't seen it, cover your ears.
Spoiler alert.
He was actually Judas, and that's why he was allergic to the sun, because he hung himself before sunrise. That's why he was allergic to holy water and crosses and the sunrise. It was a good justification for Dracula. Also,
clearly,
you see vitamin C's tits, and she's hot. God damn.
Graduation.
That's not even what she says in the song.
No.
As we go on, we remember.
Oh God, was that your grad song?
No. I
wasn't mine either. Thank God.
We went for a push right at the end because literally no one in our school, except for the person who put up the ballot, voted for a grad song. So then I was like, let's fuck with them, and I got a bunch of people to write in Chop Suey as a grad song. So
From System of a
technically, it
Down.
was supposed to be Chop Suey.
Technically, it was a System of a Down song, but it was
kind
kind of hard to walk. You know.
Wake up! It's like scurrying down the aisle. I should cross a fatal this shake up. Why'd you leave the keys on the table? Here you go, create another fable. You want to? I love that song.
It's a very good song.
I hated when Avril Lavigne covered it. I wanted to fucking shoot her in the head.
She covered it?
She did. She just went.
When did she cover that? I remember she covered Fuel by Metallica.
Oh my God. She did it at some concert. And like it was just like such a rude fucking like I don't know, it's just like so disrespectful when he was like they're like System of a Down are real fucking musicians.
Oh yeah, those guys are fucking good, man.
Yeah, and although they're just like if you listen to what was that song? Bleeding roses disappearing into Moses' dry mouth, breaking into Fort Knox, sealing your intention.
BYOB.
BYOB. When you listen to that, I know it's like scales going up and down, but like fuck, that guitar is reckless.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is fucking insane.
Well, and there's so much thought that goes into it. You know, they have like insanely heavy parts that just break down into like these dancey like pop parts in their songs that are extremely catchy.
Everybody going to the desert. Yeah, that was
man.
They're so fucking brilliant in that respect. And they have like crazy songs like this one song called Vicinity of Obscenity, I believe, or something like that. Yeah, I think it's called Vicinity of Obscenity. Pogo was crazy too. Vicinity of Obscenity was banana, terracotta, terracotta.
Yeah,
that song was crazy too. And then there's another one. I wish I knew the name. It was like, my cock is bigger than yours. My cock can walk right through the door. Like,
Cigarillo.
Yeah.
Cigarro or
Cigarillo. It was, ooh, and then I'd seen Cigarillo.
You sure it's Cigarillo?
It could be Cigarro.
I think it's Cigarro.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
It's a good goddamn song.
Yes.
Go
they have a lot of good
buy.
songs.
Go buy.
I heard they're getting back together.
Memorize.
They're getting back together.
Is that what happened? They broke up because Serge Tankian did two solos.
Yeah, he did. He went and did some solo stuff, and I think the other guys did too. But
Oh,
they
I'd
didn't
like to hear that.
technically break up. They just took a hiatus.
Oh, kind of like
But now
how Rage
they're-
Against the Machine did.
Well, Rage actually broke up.
Oh, I thought they were in indefinite hiatus, like when Blink went on indefinite hiatus.
It wasn't really that clear, but apparently Rage is getting back together too.
I'm so goddamn
Fuck, dude,
excited.
if Rage gets back together, that would be amazing.
The one I know you guys, everyone hates the Matrix trilogy, but I fucking love all three films.
First one's amazing.
I think the other ones were fucking dope too. When his Superman shots, when he was flying, looked better than any Superman movie I've ever seen. Except for when Brandon Routh was catching the airplane in Superman Returns. That was fucking cool. The last movie did not end with a Rage Against the Machine song. First one ended with Wake Up. The second one ended with the Rage Against the Machine song. But the third one didn't.
What'd they end with?
Just the fucking like that was their score right there.
I love that song.
Acoustically. Yeah, I think the vocal version I just did is better than the orchestral version they did for the film. That's what it does. It is this weird thing. That was a good goddamn score too.
What for the trilogy or for the third film? Or?
All of them. Well, no. The second and third one had the same score, like same overture, but the first movie had some kind of bit more hip hop.
First movie almost feels like a completely standalone film in comparison.
In a sense, it was because they weren't planning on doing like
making all three.
Well, even the three that they made weren't the ones they're planning on because the second movie is supposed to be a prequel, and then the third movie is supposed about the original one, and the third movie is supposed to be Revolutions and or Reloaded and Revelations actually squeezed into one normal film. That's why I felt so weird because they had to stretch it out and throw shit in there to make it sound. Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I still liked it.
No, they weren't bad. They weren't bad. It's just that for me, I compared the second two to the first one, and the first one was such a good fucking film.
Yeah, it changed the game, and I think that its score for the second and third movies changed the game. The way Spider-Man's score kind of changed the game. The way that Inception and the Dark Knight score changed the game. Because now, whenever you see a trailer, what do you hear? Boom, dun, 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 boom, boom, and all the cuts are all on the booms, and then you hear boom, dun, dun, dun.
That's super intense.
Yeah, and that's exactly what started in Dark Knight and kind of rolled over. The scores in movies are something that we always forget about. No one ever thinks, man, that score is really fucking... Not a lot of people
I know.
do.
Well, when that was the only redeeming quality of Tron.
Oh, we're not going to get into this now. We're going to save our Tron argument for the last part, and it'll be epic. It probably won't. We'll be like... Basically, it'll be like, I like Tron. You'll be like, I like Tron, and that'll be it.
That'll be it. We're like, all right, that was our epic battle.
Also, guys, big Ron Perlman fans that we are, he's going to be in Conan with Jason Momoa.
Oh.
Now, Jason Momoa's Conan is inspired casting. That guy,
Oh, yeah.
he
He looks like fucking Conan.
yeah, like he was on Stargate Atlantis, and also he was on a canceled Fox show called North Shore that also had Raiden in it, which is awesome.
Christopher Lambert?
No, the other one. From
The second?
yeah, what was that? Was it Armageddon? Mortal Kombat Armageddon?
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
James
James Remar.
Is that his name?
Yes. Also Dexter's dad.
I've only seen the pilot.
God damn, Dexter is good. And when you see the pilot, the whole pilot's about his dad, you ass. God damn, that fucking show's so goddamn good. God, I love Dexter. It's not like the shit, like, when I like bad things, I admit it. I'm like, I like The Mummy. It's a dumb fucking movie. Don't see it. But I like it. But when I say things are good, I promise you there is quality. When I say I like Mad Men, but if I was to describe, like, here's what I hate about Mad Men. I can't describe it to people. It's about people in the 1960s that work in an advertising agency, and Don Draper's getting divorced because he cheated on his wife. They're like, oh, that sounds fucking fascinating, you idiot. Like, no, the fucking...
Sounds riveting.
Yeah, but the show is good, and I have no clue why. It's, like, good characters, good
like
dialogue.
good drama, good, like, what's...
I wish I could tell you. Like, the moments when Dawn gets inspired, you get inspired. The moments that, like, you know...
Back up. Who's Don?
Don Draper is played by John Hamm, and he's the lead in the series.
Okay, so the main character. Mm-hmm. So you get really invested in the characters.
Mm.
It's got really good drama, and their journey, their story. So it sounds like a drama.
It is, but it's like, whenever I say drama, people think Melrose Place, and I don't want them to think that.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to think Lost without the sci-fi elements.
Okay.
Like, interesting character stories. But it's a good goddamn show. It's like when I try to explain my favorite book is Ender's Game.
I thought it was the Twilight series.
Haha! Don't get me started on the worst books ever written. The fact that those words were committed to paper means the end times are near. The seventh seal is gonna break on that fucking thing. So when I say Ender's Game, when people ask me what it's about, I'll be like, oh, well, they monitor all the kids on Earth, and they take the smartest ones and put them in a school that's actually an orbiting space station, so they can fight these giant praying mantises from space. It's nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, it's not about the fucking praying mantis. It's not about the alien invaders. It's not about...
Thanks for spoiling the book for me.
It says that in the fucking back of the cover. But it's about, like, these kids. Like, it's about the story. It's about Ender. It's about Bean. It's about... Yeah. And, like, fuck, is it so fucking good? But it's so hard to explain. If I can leave Ron Perlman. But G.I. Joe, something I loved as a child, ruined a film as an adult. Kind of like Transformers.
Come on, it was starring Marlon Wayans. It was amazing.
And Channing Tatum and fucking... Well, they did have... what's this bitch from The Lookout and 500 Days of Summer?
Third Rock from the Sun.
What's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that's nicely done.
Thank you. He was Cobra Commander in this movie,
Yes.
correct? I never saw the film.
Who they made look like fucking hammered shit.
Really?
Yeah, they made Cobra Commander just look terrible.
He had a burnt face in the original.
Yeah, but the way that they did the whole like face shield thing, it's not really it's fucking weird.
I read an article somewhere that said his transformative performance in that movie was equal to that of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Who wrote the article? You find it on the internet?
I think it was on
Must be
Collider.
true.
Yeah, just because you couldn't tell it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like he was really playing someone who wasn't him.
Yeah.
And the same way that you couldn't tell it was Heath Ledger, he really was playing someone who wasn't him.
Yeah.
What bothers me now is the same thing that happened with Jack Nicholson, is that when people think of the Joker, if I ever reference the Joker, they'll think of that and not the Joker I know. Not the Joker
Who are
from the
you
comics.
talking to? People that are in their fucking 50s?
No, I'm saying like people that the way that before when I would say, oh yeah, the Joker did this or that, like I happened to be talking about it, or I'd say, oh yeah, like the Joker would, they would think Jack Nicholson's Joker, and then what I would say wouldn't quite make sense.
Huh.
Or
I don't know. I auto default to the Heath Ledger performance now.
Yeah, see, that's the way people do, but I want them to go to the Mark Hamill performance that he did in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Because that's Joker.
Yeah.
That's the way Joker is in the comics and has always been. But I don't think people get that. But either way, I mean, that's just one of the things. Steven Sommers will not be directing G.I. Joe 2. Who the fuck
I don't
cares
give a
who's
fuck. Did you hear the rumor about the Avengers film?
fighting aliens?
Yeah.
Not
the
true.
Skrull.
We will be talking about that. Not true. They will not be fighting aliens. Although Skrull will be fucking dope.
I know. I was like,
It'll be
hey,
so
they're
good.
gonna, this might be pretty cool.
Totally. There's a good chance Iron Man 2 and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World will be in the race for visual effects Oscars for the next Academy Award. I want Scott Pilgrim vs. the World to win, not because I have better graphics, but because the graphics are more interesting than that in Iron Man 2.
But what are the other films that are in the running? Maybe there's something better that
Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Hereafter, Inception, and Tron Legacy. Never mind. Inception or Tron.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't.
Harry Potter. Fucking Harry Potter. We'll get into.
I haven't seen it yet.
Let's.
Did
do
you
a
go
song
watch that
first.
yet?
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. Well, I recently watched Scott Pilgrim based
Yeah.
on your recommendation.
Yes.
Good film.
Great fucking
Good film.
Great fucking film.
I
Tell me
loved
you didn't
all the video
laugh.
game references.
Yes, that movie was made for our generation.
Yeah.
That is our generational movie, man.
It's the Generation Y film.
It was crazy. It was a little bit too all over the place. They're trying to squeeze a lot in a very little amount of
Yeah,
time.
man. I was like watching it and I was like, man, I wish this would have been like a TV show.
I wish they could add an extra hour so I could let it breathe. Mm-hmm. But fuck, was it good, man? God, it was good. I have a different perception of it because I read the books.
Oh, okay. I haven't read them.
Very good. Next up, we're gonna play you a song from one of my favorite movies this year, True Grit.
I still need to watch that.
We'll talk about it after
God,
the break.
man, this whole fucking podcast is me saying I haven't seen that. I still
Yeah.
need to watch that.
It's called God's Gonna Cut You Up. It's by Johnny Cash. Enjoy.
It's called God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash. That was God's Gonna Cut You Down from the True Grit by Johnny Cash.
A cover of a song.
A folk song.
Folk song. Very old folk song. Awesome fucking trailer. The movie itself, you haven't seen. I've seen the original. I love the original. Rooster Cogburn was my hunting name. I thought that was so funny because I actually referenced it in Family Guy as well. And
it's a Coen brothers film.
Yes,
everything they do is freaking awesome.
It's good. They missed a lot of beats, but that little girl, that 14-year-old chick in it, fucking unbelievable. If she does not get nominated for fucking something,
supporting actor or
anything,
actress?
Man, she just needs a fucking hug or anything. Someone should make her cupcakes.
Just a hug.
Yeah, no, she deserves
Someone needs
something.
to give her a hug. She clearly deserves a hug for her amazing performance in True Grit.
There's this cupcake place in Edmonton called Flirt Cupcakes on White Ave. Not Fuss. Fuss fucking sucks. Flirt Cupcakes is far superior. And she deserves like a fucking box of those.
Okay. You should send her some. She won't be creeped out at all.
Yeah, she's not going to eat baked goods she got from some brown dude in Canada. Like, oh, these aren't stale at all. I'm not sure why she talks like a 1930s auctioneer, but in my head she does. Yeah, go see True Grit. I mean, like, it was a solid film. They missed a beat with Matt Damon's character. Like, he's always a good actor, but they didn't fully utilize him the way they could have. Same with, what's his face? Josh Brolin. Just didn't quite use them the way they could have. But the movie itself is solid. I mean, it's a good... If you like Western movies, you'll like it. If you're not a Western person, it is a little weird. Ending drags on like every Coen Brothers film. But it's definitely better than Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
Easy enough to say that. Okay. Things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Oscar picks for this year. Now, these are all the picks that are on comingsoon.net, so you can follow along with us if you want. Now, I saw a King's Speech randomly, and, like, it was a good goddamn movie, man. I was shocked.
The King's Speech?
So, The King's Speech is a movie with Colin Firth and somebody else. Helena Bonham Carter is in it, but she plays a normal person, not some crazy fucking witch.
Oh, that's surprising for her.
It was weird. Oh, and Jeffrey Rush was the vocal therapy coach. So, it's a true story about King George or King Henry VI, right around the time of World War II. And he had a stuttering problem and couldn't, like, articulate well. But he had to give a speech on times of war because although he was a second son, the first son, played by Guy Pearce, I believe, backed out, so he became king. Now, it's about him and Jeffrey Rush doing speech therapy for 2 hours. It sounds boring and dry.
It was actually
great movie. A good movie.
You're not selling this very well.
It was a good fucking movie, man. And he did, like, to fake a stutter isn't easy. And Jeffrey Rush played his point to the T. The only thing I had, like, weird about the film is that the way they framed the shots were a little weird. Usually when they frame a shot, like, someone's looking into the shot, like they want to see beyond it. Mm-hmm. But they would pull it right to where their sight line was, and then you can see behind them more. It was weird. It's neither here nor there. It was a...
Who directed it?
I'm not sure. Let me look that up. It's a Weinstein and Co. production, which means no one's going to see any money except for the Weinsteins. Because they're a bunch of thieves. But Colin...
What are you trying to say? Jewish people are thieves?
Yes. But he should...
Welcome to Racist Cast!
He should at least get... Colin Firth should at least get nominated. Same with Jeffrey Rush. He was amazing. Tom Hooper directed it. Oh, he does EastEnders, which is fucking awesome. He did a movie called The Damned United, which I loved, starring Michael Sheen about a football team. Not that football, the other football.
Soccer.
And also Elizabeth.
He did the first Elizabeth film?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a... Oh, he did John Adams, the HBO miniseries. That was fucking sick, too. If you want to check something out, that's really solid. So, King's Speech, really looking forward to that. That taking at least something. 127 Hours is getting a ton of buzz, but I have not seen the movie yet. But James Franco never really... Like, I love James Franco. I think he's, like... If I had a choice to hang out with someone in Hollywood, I think he'd be awesome to hang out with.
Who's James Franco?
He was... Okay, he was in Tristan and Isolde. He was in a James Dean movie. He's in all the Judd Apatow films. Pineapple Express. He was the second lead in Pineapple Express next to Joe Rogan.
Okay, yeah.
He was also in Freaks and Geeks.
Next to Seth Rogen?
Oh, Green Goblin in the Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah, okay.
He's in so much. he's never really struck me as a great actor, but apparently 127 Hours, he fucking nails it. Because even the guy who played Dev Patel, or what was the kid's name in Slumdog Millionaire? He's in a TV show called Skins, and it was Dev Patel. He's in a TV show called Skins, and he's not a great actor, but he nailed the fuck out of it in Slumdog Millionaire. So I mean, Danny Boyle knows how to get shit out of his actors, so I'll give it to them. Also, for The Social Network, they're trying to nominate Jesse Eisenberg for Best Actor. I could see it. I mean, he's a good goddamn actor. I never really have a problem with him. Did you like Zombieland?
I like Zombieland.
Did you see Adventureland? Came out the same year.
I've only seen the first half.
It's good. Let's watch it. But he's a good actor. He's a
The
solid
lead?
actor. Yeah, Jesse, he's good.
From The Social Network.
Yes. And then Jeff Bridges for True Grit, but I mean, he already won one, so he got it for Crazy
He
Heart.
doesn't need another one.
Now the one that's not gonna get nominated but should be Robert Duvall and Get Low, because Get Low was a small independent film starring obviously Robert Duvall as well as wow, why am I blanking on his name? He's the most famous person in the world and I love him. Bill Murray.
Nice.
Yeah. So
What is Get Low? I've never even heard of it.
So Robert Duvall is this old hermit who's been living by himself for years, and he finally decides to come out and be like, "You know, I'm gonna die soon. I'm really old. I want everyone to throw me a funeral. I want people to come out and tell stories about me, and everyone who comes to the funeral has a chance to win all my shit after I die because I have no kids, no family." And he has a shitload of land. That's a lot of goddamn money.
Oh, yeah.
And now this is set probably in like the same time, I'd say like the 30s, maybe before that. So it's pretty old. No, they had cars, so the 30s. And Bill Murray plays the curator of the
Estate.
No, he plays the what's it called? The mortuary person. Who's it that runs funerals? What are they called?
The guy who runs a funeral home?
Yeah, the funeral home curator. And yeah, the movie's just about that, but it's interesting. It comes out of hiding, and they actually show you right at the beginning what the end is, but in a way, but it's still a very shocking reveal. It's kind of like how Precious, right at the end, you kind of figure out everything. Like, oh my god, I can't believe all that shit happened. But Precious fucking sucked, and this movie's awesome. I really, really hope he gets it. Also, people are saying that Bitiful should get nominated. The Fighter, which I can't see getting nominated just because Wahlberg, when I think of his acting, I think of The Happening, I think of Four Brothers and shit. Like, it's never been good.
I think of the New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Although that was his brother who was in it.
Also, Leo for Shutter Island, there's no way he'll get nominated. Maybe for Inception. He was good in Inception. And also Paul Giamatti for Barney's Vision.
Nice. Has he won one yet?
Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
God damn, he better. I think he won it for Cinderella Man or something. Some dumb fucking movie like that.
Something.
Sideways. That's right. You're right. Sideways. Everyone was nominated in that movie. It was weird, but Paul Giamatti's a good fucking actor.
Yeah, man, he's a really good fucking actor.
He knocks, even in like Lady in the Water, he just knocks out the goddamn park, and it was a shitty fucking movie.
that was not a good film.
No, I'm like, well, it wasn't.
Man, what happened to Shyamalan?
I don't even know.
What happened?
I mean,
really?
It's like that uncle or that cousin you have who was like crazy smart growing up, and now he's just like a fucking burnout loser, kind of like me.
That's gonna be you when you're older, just a crazy burnout loser. Because, man, you know, thinking back to Sixth Sense, even Unbreakable.
Unbreakable's a good fucking. Signs was a good movie, man.
Signs was still a good film.
The end sucked. I mean, the rest of the movie's great.
But I think it was The Village. After The Village, no, even including The Village, it was just like, what the fuck?
The problem with know what it was? I think American Splendor is what he won it for.
That's what he won. He won a supporting actor, best actor.
Nominated for a bunch of shit, but I don't know. He did not win.
He didn't actually win anything.
Well, he won a couple, but a couple obscure ones. He won.
But no Academy Awards for Paul Giamatti. Or as Howard Stern calls him, pig fucker.
He got an Emmy and a Golden Globe for John Adams. Yeah, I don't think there's any Academy Awards. That's weird. Why do they call him pig fucker?
He calls him pig fucker in the Howard Stern film.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Private Parts?
He's the radio producer guy or whatever.
Weird. He got a he got a best supporting actor for Cinderella Man.
A nomination or
Yeah, nomination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fucking that movie sucked ass.
I didn't
fucking
see
sucked.
Cinderella Man.
It was like a boxing movie with Russell Crowe. You'd expect it to be good. It was not good. Not even a little bit.
I'm like the worst podcast co-host.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah, never seen that one.
No, but
Never
you're the
seen this
everyman,
film.
right? Because
I
if
am.
it was just me and Cap, we'd just be like, oh yeah, this obscure movie and this obscure reference. People are like, what? But you're the
true.
everyman. It's good.
That's true.
Now, lead actress, I'm hearing Aronofsky's Black Swan is going to clean up some shit this year.
Probably.
I've not seen it yet.
Neither have I.
But Portman, I mean, she well deserves an Oscar. She's a great actress, even though she was in 3 of the worst movies ever made.
We are talking about the prequel trilogy of Star Wars.
Oh, I was talking about Garden State and V for Vendetta and Black Swan. I'm kidding. Those movies are fucking amazing. Yeah, of course, we're talking about the... So they're looking at the chick for Nicole Kidman for Rabbit Hole, which I've not seen. Also, the kids are all right is getting tons of buzz. I'm not sure. Julianne Moore is in that as well. Deborah Granlake for Winter's Bone, which I've not seen, and Michelle Williams for Blue Valentine, another movie I haven't seen. It's tough because I haven't fucking seen.
I know it is nice though when you, like for me at least, when I see nominations for best films and films that I haven't seen before win, and it actually inspires me to go and watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Annette Bening win for Kids Are All Right, just because I heard it's a good movie. Now, best supporting actor. Now, for me, Bale should win every award ever made ever.
Christian Bale?
Yeah, for Batman Begins.
Okay.
They should nominate him in 2024
What?
for Best Director for Batman Begins. Not because he directed it, not because it came out that year, just because that movie's fucking awesome. But he's nominated for The Fighter, and it looks like he should deserve it. You see how small he shrunk? He was fucking huge in Dark Knight.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for
It is nuts.
The Fighter, and he does look quite tiny.
He looks worse than he did when he did The Machinist.
Machinist?
Good movie.
Yeah,
though.
man, he's skinnied up in The Machinist. I was like, holy fuck, man.
An apple a day.
An apple a day.
Apple and can of tuna, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Jeffrey Rush for King's Speech, we already talked about, of course. I wouldn't mind seeing Renner get nominated for The Town. I mean, he got lots of...
Who?
Jeremy Renner. He was in The Hurt Locker. Also playing Hawkeye
Hawkeye?
in the Avengers film.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner, he got it big for Hurt Locker, like being the main guy in Hurt Locker. Also, he was in 28 Weeks Later. He was the main military dude that got them out of the complex.
Okay.
Yeah. But The Town, I hear amazing things. One of the movies I still haven't seen yet. Mark Ruffalo and the kids are all right, but I've never seen Mark Ruffalo act really well. But I think this role will show that. Because I've seen him in movies like Blindness and shit, and he also kind of and Down to Earth and other shitty romantic dramas he's been in. And he's never really captured me. He just seems like this weird flaky douche. But maybe that's what he's supposed to be.
That's the role they're giving him is, all right, in this film, we need you to play a weird flaky douche.
He's like, it's okay, I can already do that. I'm that guy.
I'm that guy in regular life.
Andrew Garfield for Social Network. So it'd be sweet if we had...
Did you watch Social Network?
I did not.
Neither did I,
have
man.
it. I actually have it.
You have. We should go watch that. I
read
really
the
like
book.
to see it.
I read the book.
Yeah.
And, fuck, I don't know. I'm like... The funny thing is, I'm obsessed with the tech world. I'm a very techie person. I've read the book. Still have not seen the movie. I'm nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Worried it's going to spoil something in regards to your thoughts on it?
No, I fucking hate Zuckerberg. He's a weirdo.
He's made some good films.
Yeah, but he's an asshole. No, not Mark Zuckerberg. Not Fincher.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But I fucking hate Zuckerberg. I love David Fincher. I hate Zuckerberg. Now, John Hawkes is up for Winter's Bone. I haven't seen that either. And Sam Rockwell for Conviction. The fact Sam Rockwell didn't win a bunch of awards for Moon.
Moon, man.
he should have.
Oh, Moon was so good.
Amazing. Michael Douglas for Wall Street. No thanks.
Did he even get nominated for anything for Moon?
Yeah, Moon got a bunch of nominations, I'm sure. It had to have. It had to have. If Moon didn't get nominated for shit, that's a fucking, a travesty on the world. And when you fucking Google Moon, all you get is the actual thing. Come on, we don't care about natural shit. We want to see the fucking movie.
Not the Moon.
Is there any movies this
film.
year you haven't seen yet, but that you're looking forward to seeing?
Me? Inception is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Well, how did that miss you?
I had planned to go a bunch of times with different people,
With
and
me as well.
every time I tried to go, it just ended up not working out. And like, I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan, and just fucking failed at life on that one. So I'm gonna pick up the Blu-ray and just watch it on the old 46-inch.
Fair enough. It looks like it just won a bunch of BAFTAs. I don't think it won anything else.
Got nominated or.
Yeah, BAFTA Awards, British Independence Awards, Hugo Award, but that's it.
Huh. What? There's a
Sequel
a
being
sequel?
planned? Sequel Immune, people. You heard it here first. That is unreal.
That is awesome.
I would love to see that. I wonder how they're going to do it.
I don't know.
But yeah, Sam Rockwell fucking killed it. Jackie Chan and the Karate Kid would be a long shot. That'd be cool. I love Jackie Chan. He's been in so many good movies. And Karate Kid was good. I mean, people
Was it good?
brag, yeah, it was a solid movie, man. I liked it.
Will Smith's Kid Can Act?
No. Movie's good, though. Supporting actress. We gotta be quick through these. What's her face for Melissa Leo? And the fighter who plays the mom. Helena Bonham Carter for the King's Speech. She did good. She did very good in that film, and it was weird to see her act normal. So
Yeah.
maybe that's worth it. Jackie Weaver for Animal Kingdom's been up there as one of the words. Amy Adams for The Fighter. Amy Adams, excellent actress. I have no qualms with that. She was amazing in season 1 of The Office.
So are these just predictions that we're going through right
these are
now?
all predictions. Mila Kunis for Black Swan will be interesting. Because Mila Kunis, like, she survived the TV show ending.
Yeah, she made it beyond
She
that
made it.
into the film.
Because she's in
industry.
one of my favorite movies, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
And she's still on Family Guy.
Yeah, and she's still got Family Guy to fall back on. But if that girl from True Great doesn't win the fucking nomination, at least, wins it all, I'll kill myself. God damn, she was good. All right, so that wraps up for the Best Actor and Best Actress. Next up, we're going to play a song from... how should I do this? I'll tell you what. We're going to do Rise Up by Cypress Hill from the upcoming Green Hornet movie. Now, a lot of people are wary of Green Hornet because they're...
Did they camp it up?
They did. It's Michael Gondry and Seth Rogen. What do you expect from those two? I mean, good for Rogen for losing some weight. It's like,
What, Seth Rogen's not the next Batman? I totally thought every movie he's ever been in was leading right up to something really dark and gritty.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But I mean, he did slim down a little bit, but he didn't quite look a superhero type. The guy who plays Kato's all right. But after watching, like, you watch Eternal Sunshine, you watch Be Kind, Rewind, there is a level of cheesiness to those films. Especially Be Kind, Rewind. The whole movie was camp and cheese. What the fuck were you expecting from the Green Hornet? Like, seriously. Now, Jay Chow is as Kato. Originally, they're going to have the guy from Kung Fu Hustle. Andy, what was his name? I can't remember.
I am lost on that one.
Did you ever watch the original show?
Kung Fu Hustle?
No, Green Hornet.
No.
I love Bruce Lee. So that was my, like, I dug it.
You were into the original Green Hornet? I don't know. I'm more stoked for Green Lantern.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Green Lantern's just be a weird alien version of Iron Man. But they're doing it. Oh, Stephen Chow was supposed to direct and star as Kato in the film, which would have been awesome because he did, once again, Kung Fu Hustle. He did CJ7. He did Shaolin Soccer. He's done a ton of movies, and he's hilarious and awesome and great. It would have been cool, but now they went with this kind of a different approach when they took on Jay Chow, who was in Initial D. Remember that game, Initial D? They did a live-action film of it, and he was in that. Also, most people remember him as a guy from Curse of the Golden Flower. I'm still excited to see it, even if it is cheesy, because I think it'll be fun. The way Cop Out was kind of fun. And the songs from it sound dope. So without further ado, we're going to play you a track from the trailer called Rise Up by Cypress Hill.
Yes. Gas. Dick. Shit. Clock. Fuck.
Welcome back, everybody. That was Cypress Hill with Rise Up. Now, that's a good goddamn song.
That is actually a good song.
Fun fucking
It's
song.
surprising when you pick good songs for the podcast, so I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, thank you so much, you cunt. Now, I'm a big Superman or Batman fan. Ooh, Freudian slip. Maybe I do like Superman.
Maybe,
I fucking hate Superman. But there are no plans.
And the Richard Donner film was good.
No.
What?
It wasn't good.
You didn't like the first film or the second film?
No, I liked them. They weren't good movies.
What?
No, they're not good movies.
Yes, they are.
That's all me and my ex-girlfriend hooked up, was watching those movies.
Nicely done.
Yeah, cheated on her boyfriend with me. Who'd have thought she would cheat?
Same story on my end. Continue.
God damn.
Yeah.
You
Except
know
for
what?
the end part.
Don't date a cheater, man. If a girl, like almost every girl I've ever dated, as I've stolen them from their boyfriend,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen that one would cheat on me.
Yeah.
At least
Probably a bad
one.
idea.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
So are we talking about Superman or Batman?
How did we even get to cheaters from that?
I don't know.
Anyway, they want to have Batman 3 movies to be one separate entity, Superman's 3 movies to be one separate entity, and then they'll never cross over. Which is okay. I could give a fuck if they made a crossover movie.
They don't want to do a Batman Superman crossover thing?
No. I don't want them to.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know.
totally-
I find whenever they try to do the crossover with Batman Superman, it's completely stupid. I look at it and I go, well, okay.
I read Batman Superman comics, though.
Not in scenarios where they're like working together, but in scenarios where they're fighting each other. It's like, this makes no sense because Batman is a human and this guy's a fucking Kryptonian, and he could literally kill him in 2 seconds.
Except Batman's way smarter than him, so it'll never happen, and Batman always wins. The only time I ever liked, I like the Batman Superman comic a lot because I like their buddy cop attitude in it, and Mike Turner did a lot of it before he passed away, which I really dig.
Yeah, that stuff I'm fine with. It's just when they're
the
fighting.
comic kind of
I'm
went
just-
nowhere after 26 though, whatever. Yeah, but the only time I liked them like versus each other was The Dark Knight Strikes Again. When Frank Miller did it.
his run.
That was fucking cool. That made sense. Like, I'm not gonna ruin it. Go read it. It's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
that I don't know. That's what I'm kind of using as my reference point. But I will say he did a pretty good job of making it seem more fathomable than a lot of other people could have done.
Yeah. Oh, people are just like, oh, there's black kryptonite, and it makes him crazy. He's gonna get evil. Oh, the only person who can stop him is Batman. Batman, can you go there? He's like, what about like all the superpowered people like Martian Manhunter and Shazam that actually have to defeat him? No, Batman, you gotta do it.
Totally makes sense to have Batman do it.
Was that a good Batman voice?
Maybe. It was all right.
I pushed it out.
I don't think it was enough like this. Swear to me.
So they're making a new prequel to Battlestar Galactica called Blood and Chrome.
A new prequel?
Yes.
So, is this like, so the other prequel was set 100 years before the first miniseries? Caprica?
More than 100 years.
Okay.
And Caprica was canceled. God damn. It was a good show.
They're canceling all the good shows
Yes,
on
horse
Sci-fi
shit.
Network. Don't worry, they're making lots of room for wrestling. So what is
that's right.
When is this one set?
Adama's 20 in it, so probably 40 years before the actual series.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it's the first
In
Silent War.
Caprica, Adama.
So it's based on this is the prequel of this will basically be set the same time that the 1980s Battlestar Galactica was set. God damn it! Fuck. Whatever.
So they're remaking the original, but not reinventing it. They're literally remaking it this time.
Who fucking knows? Who cares? It's gonna be great if they have the same people. If this, I don't know.
I don't know.
Caprica was
Is,
good.
uh,
Battlestar Galactica was good. I mean,
Is the two guys who did what the fuck is his name?
Ron Moore, yeah,
Ron
Roger
Moore
Moore.
and Roger Moore.
nope, that's
Ron
James
Moore?
Bond. Ron Moore.
Is that was the James Bond after Sean Connery. Is Ronald Moore and his partner in crime doing the production on it?
I have no idea.
Because if they are, then it could still be pretty badass.
I don't know. He's kind of a douchebag.
Ronald Moore?
Yeah. Huge douche.
Because
I don't know, just the way he talks. I want to fucking slap him. He's so goddamn cocky.
he listened to
Like,
one too
we're
many
the
of his podcasts.
greatest show ever. Battlestar Galactica changed the world the way Star Trek Generations did. I put Whoopi Goldberg in that series, you know.
Well, the funny thing is that those guys both came from like Star Trek and Hercules and Xena.
Those are good goddamn
Th-
shows.
that
though,
that
man.
was what they came from, and it was like they were like, let's do sci-fi as Lost.
Yeah, Lost is fucking good.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what they did, and
Yeah,
I'm saying they did fucking
Hercules
Battlestar
was
Galactica is one of my
good,
favorite
and, like,
shows.
You know, here's
Hercules was the episodic, one episode at a time, self-contained story, though.
not always. It's stuff with Ares and the.
Well, there were
Xena,
some,
yeah.
things that care, but Battlestar went to the extreme almost, and every episode tied into the next one, like the Lost.
They
thing
did the Babylon 5 type thing where each individual had its own crisis, and then there would be a 6-episode arc, and then there's
Yeah.
a series-wide arc,
Yeah.
and the season arc, and that's why Babylon 5 like.
Yeah,
J.
that's
Michael
like the old
Straczynski-
Stargate and the old even Star Trek.
Oh, really? Stargate was like that?
Yeah.
I should watch that show.
Yeah.
Should I watch SGU?
Yes, if you're gonna watch any of them, watch SGU because
Oh,
it's the
above
most-
Atlantis and the other ones.
It's, I would say, knowing you as a person, you'd like that more than any of the other ones.
Okay.
Just because it's more modernized.
Keep in mind, I'm a Voyager fan.
True.
I like characters.
Yeah, that's true as well. I've watched probably Stargate SG-1 the entire 10 seasons, probably 3 times now.
Wow.
I use it as like my background thing to watch while I'm doing work.
Okay.
But I would definitely recommend watch them all. But for you, start with Universe.
Start with the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll dig it. Yeah, I've actually never I'm not like a sci-fi person, which is shocking to most people. But I would get home and right after school and on Space Channel, Voyager was on, and I just like one day just was too lazy, couldn't find the remote control, and just watched it.
That was like me with Law and Order on A&E.
I love Law and Order. Man.
Get
It's a
home
good
from
show.
school every day. A&E, some Law and Order.
Walking Dead and Breaking Bad will be returning July 2011.
Hey, that's good.
For my birthday, I'm gonna have the 2 best shows on television back.
Hey, excellent.
Woo!
Happy birthday.
Season 4, Jessica and Hoyt are actually gonna break up on True Blood, which is sad because their like relationship makes me believe in love. Like I went through like a breakup and I was like, man, love doesn't exist. Fuck everybody. Then I saw True Blood and I'm like, god damn, Jessica and Hoyt, the true love exists. Thank you, True Blood. They break up, I'm gonna kill myself. They're the only thing keeping me sane. Now, as far as once I want to tell you a story.
Okay.
Once when I was a little kid, I was on a plane to like Atlanta, and a woman with a mustache gave me a blanket. That
was an amazing story.
Thanks.
Did she touch you inappropriately?
Nope. But she did have a mustache. I remember that. Now, Green Lantern, we talked a little bit about it.
Yes.
You're excited.
I am.
Tell me why.
Looking at the trailer, it looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. I don't think it's going to be fucking Academy Award-winning film. It's a freaking comic book movie, for Christ's sakes. But that being
comic
said...
movies should be Academy Award-winning.
But that being said... Given with comics that end up going into the movie direction, especially characters that have been going on for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, there's so many directions that they could take it that would make it horrible. So just that it looks at this point like it's going to be a good, fun film makes me excited and happy.
What worries me is that oftentimes they choose either it's a character movie or it's a story-driven movie. Inception's a story-driven movie over it's a character movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at like movies like Iron Man, which is character-driven over story-driven. And then there's movies that try to attempt both and fail miserably, like Pirates of the Caribbean 2, which had no story, basically.
And then a giant cliffhanger.
Yeah, and then try to add a really big story at the end. When the first 45 minutes of the film or half an hour of the film, when they're rescuing Jack Sparrow, had nothing to do with the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the benefit of Green Lantern is that he's always had really strong Green Lanterns, with the exception of like Jon Stewart, and really, really good stories. Really good overlapping arcs. I don't think they're going to achieve that with this movie. And I don't think it's going to be good. And the last fucking person I believe, as a goddamn, what is she, a science officer, aircraft technician, something, is that Blake Lively whore. Goddamn, I watch every episode of fucking Gossip Girl, and I am proud to admit it. But good goddamn, if she's going to be the fucking one that they pick, why her? Why?
You'd have to ask the casting director.
She's like 9 years old. She looks fucking retarded. Never once was I watching Sister of the Traveling Pants, but you know what she should do? She should be a flight officer. That's what I want her to do. No, never. That's the dumbest fucking casting choice I've ever seen ever. At least Natalie Portman in Thor makes sense. She's a good goddamn actress.
Oh, yeah.
But fucking that stupid... I hate her so much. Why her? Even in the I Just Had Sex video, I was upset she was in the video.
Yeah, you were like, she has no reason
Why
being here.
is she in this video? Stay on Gossip Girl. Do Sister of the Traveling Pants 3.
3?
Yeah.
The trilogy to rock the world.
Hey, man, it's not a bad movie. No, the movies are fucking terrible. And Ryan Reynolds, it looks like he's being Ryan Reynolds in the film, whereas if you ever read the comics, that character that Green Lantern he's playing isn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make it Iron Man, and they want to make Green Lantern their Iron Man, and it's a bad fucking idea.
Mm-hmm. See, I haven't read any of the Green Lantern comics.
Yeah,
so
I was never a Green Lantern fan, but I read all the No Fear and Battle of the Lantern Corps and the Yellow Lanterns and shit recently, and like they're so fucking good, and they're gonna shit all over.
Who does the writing on that?
Jeff Johns. Yeah, and like you can't put one of the best like writers in the world to do a series and then fuck it up with a shitty movie.
I don't know. I think that based on what I've seen from the trailer, it looks like it'll be good. And I always give, all the comic book movies that I watch, I take with like a grain of salt. And I guess it's because we grew up in the time where they were trying so hard to make comic book movies, and they just kept failing repeatedly.
They weren't trying to make them work. They're trying to make them the way they make action movies. You can't.
Well, but not even that, man. Like, I'm thinking, the first fucking Captain America movie. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Or the first Fantastic
Fury.
Four movie, or that Nick Fury piece of shit with the Hoff in it. Like, there's just so many failed attempts at comic book movies throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s that to finally start getting some good ones coming out and it actually being done really, really well, to me, I feel like...
What do you think that turning point was? Because, like, a lot of people felt it was with Batman, but it took a long time.
Well, Batman, the first Batman film that Tim Burton did, definitely started the trajectory going in the right direction.
I think
but then
more so than Richard Donner, in my opinion.
I agreed, but I think Richard Donner was the person who did it to get to the point where Batman did.
Where it makes the other films feasible.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the stuff from that Batman movie was taken from the Richard Donner Superman film.
Yeah.
But it never really got to the point of being completely as amazing as it got until the first X-Men film.
Yeah,
that
first
Bryan
I was
Singer
gonna
did.
say the exact
And
same
once
thing.
that movie hit, then it shifted almost like an industry shift where everyone was like, holy shit, we can actually do this. And maybe it was the CG or whatever it was, but at the same time, in my mind, I think that if you got a good story, you can make it work.
Totally.
If you have an amazing story, you can always make it work. And I just think that there's a lot of storylines in the comic book industry that can still be ported over into films. And it's kind of weird because it's when you think about the comic book industry, it's not like we're just talking about superheroes, because but that's the thing about it, is that those are the films that are the more difficult ones to do.
People forget Mad Men and Road to Perdition.
Exactly.
And Wanted. Like,
We're all
well, I guess Wanted superhero, but Road to
graphic
Perdition.
novels, quote unquote.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim's another prime example. There's tons of things that come from the graphic novel medium that you can turn into films. And it's just that whole superhero genre, and doing that in a way where it doesn't feel campy, it doesn't feel stupid, it feels realistic. You know, you don't need to always do it.
Though.
Yeah.
Rocketeer in 1991. I mean, that worked, and it was campy as shit.
It did work to a certain degree. I wasn't a huge fan of the Rocketeer, but you know,
What about Ninja Turtles?
the first Ninja Turtles? The first Ninja Turtles.
Number 3,
film.
man, Turtles in Time.
Oh,
Love that
God.
movie.
They just dive bombed.
I
but
like that.
but the thing is, you know, they had this potential, and they still have it now, and they're still doing well. But now we're getting to a point where they finally see they can do it, and they're starting to do it. And so ultimately, it just comes down to story. And I'll reference the X-Men Origins Wolverine film,
Ugh.
where it's like they had it given to them on a platter. This is the fucking Wolverine story. You can't fuck this up.
They just wrote Wolverine Origin.
Like,
It is a new comic.
you cannot fuck that up, and they fucked that up. You
Who
know,
wrote Wolverine?
it was not. Those are just scenarios when it comes down to the filmmakers, you know, or for example, and I think we might disagree on this one. The first Hulk film, I had to turn the fucking thing off.
Yeah.
It's like I would rather go and watch the Hulk TV show.
I like the Hulk TV show.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and when it was Ang Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great film director, but the direction that they took and the story that they used and the way they did it for that first Hulk film just fucking dive bombed.
The story idea was right. The direction was the best direction I've seen in a comic book movie since Batman Begins, or until Batman Begins. He invented the comic book movie comic book style. They never did. They were always trying to make comic book movies look like movies. And he was like, no, it's a fucking comic book. It should look like a goddamn comic book. So they made it look like a comic book. They had like moving panels, and like they would shift from panel to panel, speech bubbles, shit like that. And it was fucking awesome. Problem with it, the studio interfered, and there were script rewrites, and it ruined the film. Because if they actually did the story they wanted about that inner rage and the 2 generations of mutation with Absorption Man as his father, and the story with him and Betty, it would have been a great goddamn film. But they fucking ruined it with those CG goddamn dogs that they made him put in. They fucking ruined it with the stupid enemies they made him put in. They made him fucking ruin it with that big fight scene that they made him put in. Like, there were so many things right about that film, but they're buried under really glaringly bad things.
Well, it's still better than Daredevil.
Oh, God. Daredevil director's cut is watchable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the
It's
director's cut
watchable.
is actually watchable.
We laid in bed and
Yeah.
watched it in Vancouver, weirdly enough. I'm shocked that it did that bad. Either way, here's a list of some of the movies. 1978 is when we got the first Superman. We saw the Superman franchise die in 1987 with Superman 4: The Quest for
Oh,
Peace.
God.
About the nukes. 1989, we saw the rise of Batman, and then we had Batman Returns in 92 and Batman Forever in 95. And Batman Forever kind of signaled the end of it. Now, here's one I never really considered, but Blade in '98.
Yeah.
That was the first really good comic movie of our modern era. That movie fucking rocked.
Blade was very
And Blade
good.
2 was like decent. Blade 3
all
was
right.
bad.
Blade 3 wasn't good.
But Blade 2 was alright.
The first Blade film was freaking awesome. I
First
remember
Blade was David Goyer.
it was like I had watched I'd watched a lot of the X-Men animated series on Fox growing up when I was a kid. And when I saw the Blade film, I was just like, ah, it was so good.
He was on the Spider-Man animated show.
Yeah, because he was in the Spider. Well, I think he was in one of the X-Men as
He
well.
wasn't. He was only in Spider-Man.
You sure?
I'm 100% sure.
You might be right.
I'm willing to go to death on that one. And then we had Spider-Man come out in 2002, and then we got the litany of shittier movies. We got the Daredevil, Hulk, Punisher, Blade Trinity, Elektra, Man-Thing, Fantastic Four,
Superman 3,
X-Men 3,
oh,
Ghost Rider, Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four 2, and then and then Iron Man came out, and we're like, holy shit! Wait! Remember that thing that was good back in 2004, Spider-Man 2? Yeah, no, that still exists. And then we
Incredible Hulk was the new one with
sucked
Ed Norton.
fucking garbage
No
balls.
way.
Movie fucking awful.
No, disagree.
Punisher Warzone fucking sucked. X-Men Origins sucked.
I didn't
Iron
even
Man 2
watch
was meh.
Warzone.
Now here's what I'm worried about. We have they're missing someone. Oh, those are all the Marvel comics.
They're
movies.
making a sequel to Ghost Rider.
Yeah, they're making a sequel to Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's ones that we're missing. The Mask was a comic book and it's fucking sucked. The Shadow
300
sucked.
was a comic book.
300 was
That
great.
Good.
300 was stupid, but I liked the fuck out of it.
The CGI was pretty badass.
Yeah, the CGI, like that style. That was also one that was comic book styled.
Yeah.
And same with Watchmen. Watchmen was an honest to goodness adaptation. Good adaptation. It was just a bad book. The reason the movie sucked is because Watchmen's not that good.
He changed the storyline in the movie than the book.
Barely.
No, that's
No
a
giant
pretty
squid?
Big...
Who fucking
No,
cares?
It wasn't about that.
What? It was always about Doc Manhattan keeping control over everyone. It was all about that.
No, in the story, the difference is that it's not so much about a fucking octopus. It's that it's an alien. An alien force comes in and the planet has to unite to take out the alien. That's what it is the Watchmen. The end of the Watchmen is about. Everybody on the planet has to unite because of an
the
alien.
Watchmen was about protecting them. Like they thought they were watching over everyone else, but they were the ones being watched.
Well, that's like the theme, but I'm saying literally at the end, end of the comic book, as opposed to the end of the film, the way it is positioned in the comic book is at the end, it's an alien.
Yeah, instead of a giant squid, it was the power of love that they used.
Well, in the film, yeah, it was
the power of love.
Well, it was the end of the film was that was the downside. But given that, that being said, for what he did, it was Zack Snyder, right? For what he did with the Watchmen, I thought he did an amazing job, because that is one hell of a comic book to try and adapt into a. Well, he did like a 3-hour movie, but still.
This is a long conversation. We should save it for another time. We have way more to say about this. This conversation's not over.
We still need to talk about Tron at some point.
God damn it. We have so much to talk about. Okay, next up is a song from a movie I worked on. Scott Green and Marty Hayes. You can check it out if you YouTube Scott Green and Marty Hayes on YouTube. You'll find the trailer for it. I lay no claim to the bad in that movie, but everything good I did. I was just helping these guys over the summer with their film project. It's a fun weed movie. They smoke real weed in the film. We had a blast making it. Probably sucks ass, but who gives a fuck, you know?
It's like, I'm not editing it, but
I had a great goddamn time, and I think all of them did too. So go support them, check them out. Also, this song is on the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit TV commercial. It's by a band called Chitty Bang. You sampling one of my favorite songs, "Kids" by MGMT, and it's a hip hop version of it. So check it out. Here's Chitty Bang with "The Opposite of Adults."
I'm never growing up.
Welcome back, everybody. That was The Opposite of Adults by Chitty Bang. Get it? Opposite of Adults? Kids? The song Kids? Get it?
Yes. I
MGM.
get it.
Okay, well, here's
I was just gonna say I was surprised you picked another good song.
That's a good fucking song.
Yeah.
Once was a kid, all I had was a dream. Oh, God. Good goddamn song.
So uncommon to hear
Okay.
you listen to good music.
Here, fuck you. Here's the tough part, because all the songs we have are awesome, and you're stupid. We play like Passion Pit and fucking John C. and like play good fucking songs. All right. Here's the tricky part. We're gonna talk about Tron.
Tron Legacy.
Okay. Let me preface this
The
before
new Tron film.
before we get into this. For those who do not know, Tron Legacy is a sequel that came out middle of December to a 1982 film, Tron, featuring two people in the same cast roles. Jeff Bridges reprises his role as Flynn, as well as Clue, and Alan Bradley comes back as Tron. Also, before we start, the movie was, I believe, extremely successful, and they've been developing it for a long time, and a lot of the stuff that you see, although it's completely based on computer, a lot of it's practical, weirdly enough. Like, a surprising amount of things that you see are all practical, not CG. And the person who directed it is an architect as well in real life. Also, one more thing, Hollywood's always wrong and he's stupid. Okay.
Wow,
Go
it had a
ahead.
$170 million budget.
Yeah, it was a big budget. Okay. Oh, he also directed the Mad World commercial for Gears of War. Won a bunch of awards. That was a good fucking
The
commercial.
director?
Yeah. Tron Legacy is his first movie. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, my problem with the Tron film.
Did I already say that you're wrong and stupid?
No,
Okay,
but
okay, well,
thanks
let me
for
put that in
informing
there.
everyone.
He's wrong and stupid.
My problem with the Tron film is it doesn't make any fucking sense. There's so many plot holes. And it's like with the Star Trek movie that came out, the new one, there were plot holes, but you didn't get sucked into them as the movie was going.
I did. Why did a Romulan ship that was a mining vessel look like a fucking monster with a billion knives strapped to his face? And why did it have crazy advanced weapons?
You actually felt like you were getting torn out of the storyline
Yeah,
as you
it
were
made no
watching it.
sense. They're like, we're
It didn't
miners.
make any
I'm like,
sense.
what does it mean, you're
Exact same
miners?
thing with Tron. There was like too many of those plot holes. Too many things that make the beginning of the movie. It starts off
Name 73.
His name's 73. He breaks into a building that he is the owner of, and he grabs their new operating system, and then oh my god, he put it on the internet. It's pirated, and the fucking CEO is freaking out. Oh no, someone stole our software.
Oh,
it's never happened before.
The
That's fucking retarded.
The company that they're referring to was Apple, pretty much. Like the way, like Flynn, the main character in the film, his father, who Jeff Bridges plays, he was a computer engineer and designer, and they made like games and shit, and that's how they got famous. So basically, what they're saying is, over the last like 20 years that he's entrapped in the computer, that company has now become Apple. And the person that was freaking out was basically Steve Jobs.
Okay, still, it was if Steve Jobs saw Mac OS X on Pirate Bay, it's not like he'd be freaking out in his office and there'd be a newscast going on. They'd be like, "Oh, it looks like someone pirated the software."
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. That's what did happen.
No, that's when did that happen?
After they released Mac OS X Leopard, people ripped it right before its release and leaked it online, and things fucking shit hit the fan, man.
No, man. The way his reaction
That is
to
exactly
that,
the way Steve
his
Jobs would
reaction
react.
to that was like nothing had ever been pirated in the history of computers. That was his reaction in that scenario.
That's exactly how Apple treats their shit.
I don't think so.
They do.
I don't think that any person would naturally act like that. It felt fake. It felt unrealistic. It didn't feel like
No, that totally makes sense. Imagine you're CEO of a giant multi-million dollar corporation, and you guys pride yourselves on never being hacked, never having shit leak out, and then all of a sudden you find out your brand new operating system that you guys have spent billions promoting and that you guys are going to launch gets leaked online before it's released.
The iPhone operating system gets hacked the first day that it comes out.
No, not the
PlayStation
first
3
day. It took a year.
Not the first one.
Yes, the first
first
iPhone didn't have apps. Remember, it was only the native apps. It didn't have third-party apps.
Yeah, once
it wasn't until they
once
opened
they
up.
allowed
once
to
they
have
allowed it, it took
apps,
a day.
then it was like super fast. PS3, it's been hacked. Xbox 360,
but it's not
been hacked.
Remember, those are all hardware. We're not taking money out of their pockets.
I'm talking about the
hardware.
operating system on the PS3. The operating system
but
on the PS3 has been hacked and opened up.
Well, you can't take barely, not even that much. Like it's very very slight. Now like you can't take like that operating system and just install it the way that like the reason we're okay with it is because I don't think either of our Windows are genuine. I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, this part of it, this is just there's way more than this that I need to talk about in the amount of time.
I personally think that most CEOs are retards, and that if they see the shit that they put money on get leaked online, even if it's just information. Okay, look at the fit that they had over iPhone 4. Just talking about it made Steve Jobs and the entire media fucking blow up.
Oh yeah,
So I think this is a realistic response, personally. Either way, let's move on past that.
Moving on to the next. The motherfucker jumps off the roof of his building and is wearing a goddamn parachute. Really?
It happened in Batman.
Really? Yeah, Batman's a comic book film.
So is Tron.
A comic book film? I
You
don't
are
think
getting
so.
mad about a movie.
I'm going to continue because these are just small. These are just small
Oh,
indiscretions.
it also happened in Rush Hour.
Okay, these are just
That did
small
happen,
indiscretions in comparison to the bigger plot holes
Let's talk about the bigger plot holes.
within this film. The biggest plot hole in the entire film that took me out of it entirely when it happened
Was why did they have boobs since they don't need genitalia in
no
the
to
computer program?
reproduce.
Yeah.
No, Jeff Bridges made sure they all had that so he could have his fun.
So fucking hot.
The biggest plot hole was when Tron, for no fucking reason at
Became evil.
all, changes. Not from good to evil, but from evil to good. Sorry, spoiler alert. Why did he change?
What did we promise at the beginning?
What? No spoilers?
God damn.
Okay, that is the biggest fucking plot hole. There was no reason. There was no character development. It didn't show why he changed his view from being evil to good again. Why did that happen?
Okay,
it wasn't
well-
explained anywhere. And also, in one part in the film, when Cora is driving her car into the area where Jeff Bridges is in, she's like, "Oh, they can't follow us here because it doesn't work for them to follow us here." And then immediately after, Clue and his ship fly out to that area where she just said that they can't go.
No. They said that the light cycles don't work off the grid.
I don't. She said that they can't follow us.
No.
here.
They said that light cycles can't follow us off the grid. I'm in a special cycle.
We are gonna have to actually watch the film again to confirm that. But I am like almost
But either way,
positive.
it
She
makes
said they
sense
can't
that
come
the
out
light
here.
cycles couldn't go out that way, and that's why they couldn't follow her off the grid. But if they came in like a flying fortress, that's why they did it. Because you ever see ground units there? No, it was all flying.
Like, this film has far better pacing than the first Tron film did. The first Tron film was still a good
think
film.
pacing was
It was
tight.
slow
So
in the
good.
first film. The pacing in this film, it felt like things were moving forward all the time. It was just, when I was watching it, I kept getting these like jarring experiences where I felt like I was being taken out of the film constantly, and it was pissing me off because the fucking soundtrack and the visual effects and the things that were going on, like from a cinematography perspective, all of it was so good. It was so amazing. But for the plot just to be falling,
You
and,
literally
and,
named like very minor plot holes. Okay,
that's not a minor plot hole.
Tron's in the movie for like 4 minutes. He doesn't
Okay.
have a single fucking line.
That also pissed me off.
That
The
pissed me
movie's
off.
fucking called Tron.
And that really pissed me off that Tron was barely in
called
the
fucking
film.
like and like
I like that. I liked how they used him at the beginning though. That was cool. But then they didn't develop him. and I
no,
was
they
sad.
didn't develop him at all.
But dude, you have to admit when he came out as like the main gladiator, I was like, that's fucking dope.
Well, yeah, it was fucking like again, there were certain points in the movie that were just fucking incredible, but to me it was just I got so fucking pissed off when watching it because I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you make your movie not make sense? That's my biggest piss off.
I'm
Like,
not going to disagree with any of that. Like that's mostly right, but like basically, I'm not
Motherfucker toting around like it was the best film ever of
This
all
is gonna
time.
like this doesn't spoil the movie, but like Tron gets trapped. Clue turns on. We already know. The funny thing is, it's not ruining anything because you can tell all from the trailer. You know that Clue is a bad guy in this movie. Clue is what happens is Jeff Bridges makes a clone of himself to live in the game and make sure everything runs smoothly. So
that face animation looked kind of weird.
it works sometimes.
It kind of, yeah, like, and even I would say in like that the digital universe that they can make the kind of work. It just kind of looks
jarring.
weird.
Yeah, it was really
weird.
jarring. I wasn't a fan of it, but I was surprised how well it did work when they made Jeff Bridges look young. Quite surprised, but still not thrilled with it. The most interesting character in the film, Castor, totally underutilized. They didn't do shit with him. Michael Sheen's character, the bartender, or the bar owner.
The bar owner with the crazy white hair.
Yeah, Michael Sheen, man. He's fucking awesome, man. I love that
He was
guy.
in the film for like 8 minutes.
And he's like the best character in the fucking movie. And they didn't use him properly.
No, it was just lack
They're
of
like,
development.
Literally, here's what happens. I'm the only person that can give them access to the guy who leads Resistance. By the way, I'm the one who leads the Resistance. Also, I'm turning you in so I can control this world. That's it. Happens in 5 minutes.
Yep.
The
Pretty
siren.
quick in and out.
The siren. Okay. I don't know. I was watching the trailer and tugging it because that creepy robot bitch and that crazy robot voice, and she's like, survive. I was like, oh, fucking yeah. That's what I like. I don't know.
That's why I'm going to the
Olivia
Tron
Wilde
film.
was adorable in this fucking movie. God damn, she's cute and amazing and
Cora?
hot. Yeah. And the design, holy shit. I would kill my parents. I would kill them cold blood to have an apartment that looks that good.
Yeah.
I would also kill them for the light cycle.
That
I
white
would also
apartment.
kill them for a bag of Scotch mints. But like, I'm trying to get at their lives mean very little to me. No, I'm kidding. The art design was amazing. The architecture was amazing.
Totally.
The action scenes were fucking spot on. The 3D was good, which is the best I can say about 3D ever.
Yeah.
Never once did the 3D. I was like, oh, fucking 3D. Just get over it already.
Yeah.
Never once. They actually utilize 3D less in this film than they do in any other film. Like, they use 3D very subtly in like a lot of films, trying to make it not pop too much. But this one was so organic. And you think a movie like this, they just throw the 3D right in your fucking face. Not a minute. Not a goddamn minute of that film did they?
Yeah, like there was definitely good aspects of it, and by far the fucking
I got whatever
the
I
Daft
want.
Punk,
Yeah, that soundtrack.
the Daft
end all
Punk
be all, the best thing in the
soundtrack
world.
is. I rarely buy things off of iTunes, but the day after I watched the film, I went and bought that soundtrack.
Nice.
I've listened to it probably like 20 times by now, because it was so well done. And I hope that Daft Punk does some more soundtracks. And we saw the Chemical Brothers are
Yeah, they're doing a
one
new movie as well,
upcoming, so that's really awesome, and I think that's great for those guys. But
RZA did Kill Bill.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
RZA
that.
from Wu-Tang. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, to me, it's not like it was a bad film, but it just left that taste in my mouth where it was like, man, it could have been so much better if it wasn't for all the little fucking plot holes and indiscretions. And it harkens back to the conversation we were having earlier, when it ultimately comes down to, doesn't matter how much fucking CGI and special effects and how good your shit looks, if you have a really good story, it's gonna be good. Look at Clerks, for Christ's sakes. Looks like hammered shit.
Clerks 2 sucked.
Wasn't nearly as good as the first one. But again,
This movie did have plot holes, and they underutilized Tron, but you're not giving that storyline enough. You're really not. You're not paying its due. It was a good sequel to a shitty movie. Tron is a bad movie.
the first Tron
It
film.
is not a good movie, and they made it interesting. They made it riveting. They made it like exciting, and I don't think like. Yeah, there's plot holes and like there's some glaring fucking problems with this goddamn movie.
Quick side note, did you know the first Tron film, they would not let them be nominated for a special effects Academy Award because they used computers?
Wow.
Yeah, the first Tron film, they wouldn't let them be nominated because they used computers so much.
Wow.
They were like, no, you can't.
Unreal.
Anyway, continue. They made a
So-
sequel to a film that nobody ever thought even needed a sequel, and would he ever get one?
And they made it good. Like you can say all you want about this film, but it was still us. Like if you went in there without being like, "Oh, this is Tron Legacy," without all the hype, without all the bullshit, if you just sat down and like, "Yeah, there's some movie you want to watch it," sure, you'd be like, "This is a good movie. This is good. Yeah, it was fine." Right? But if you were going in there and be like, "Oh, this is Tron Legacy," you're like, "This movie fucking sucks. This does not live up to it. This is Matrix Reloaded all over again."
Well, it was like when the fucking in this. I keep going back to the new Star Trek film, but I don't even want to know how many like Trekkies, how many hardcore Star Trek fans were just like, "This is a fucking blasphemy. They destroyed a planet that destroys the entire fucking Star Trek timeline, and I'm gonna go cry."
Yeah, it was weird that Darth Vader built fucking C-3PO, not C-3PO.
Yeah, it was C-3PO.
He built C-3PO. Darth Vader built C-3PO, and they
Yep.
never mentioned it. Yoda and fucking.
But they deleted their memory in the third one.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And R2-D2 just happened to be. First of all, when C-3PO and R2-D2 meet, it's the first time they meet is in the old
first
trilogy.
one, yeah.
But they fucking been best friends for fucking 40 goddamn years, and no one like suggested that. Oh, hey, by the way, and R2-D2 was a new model in the new 3 films, and in the early 3 films.
In the prequel?
But in that one, he was a old model. He was a 40-year-old model.
Well, it was, they had a big issue with going from the first 3 to the last 3 with everything looking so different in the first 3, from like the ships to the
in
environments.
Naboo, everything was very teardrop shaped.
And then moved into this other environment where everything's like
Industrial.
gritty and industrial. And it's not that they didn't try really hard to make it look more gritty as the prequel trilogy went on and on and on, but it was just like, yeah.
They tried to have that industrial feel by adding a lot of like areas where they were like building shit and like in the forge and shit. Like they tried to do that, but it just they're trying to communicate tone that way. It just didn't communicate the same tone. And the ships in Naboo were more versatile and more maneuverable than X-wings. That's weird. And Jango Fett's vehicle was faster moving and more maneuverable than Boba Fett's.
It's supposed to be the same ship.
And then the jetpacks worked better in this one.
If we want to go into the plot holes and the discrepancies with the prequel trilogy of Star Wars, we're going to need a lot longer than this podcast has to offer.
Anyway, let's go back to Tron. It's Tron. I'm going to defend this movie.
I'd still recommend it for people to go watch.
I'm going to go
it.
defend
It's
this
not
movie because
that
I think
bad.
I think the storyline is different. I don't think I've seen a movie that kind of tackles this issue of Deus Ex Machina and our consciousness instead of theirs. Like a lot of times it's the robot consciousness pushing themselves on us, but this was the opposite. It was us pushing our consciousness on them. And there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of fucking dumb things in this movie. Like I'm not going to forgive it. The movie did suck at times, but I got everything I wanted from this film and I left satisfied. Here's my experience going to see it. I was supposed to get tickets to the Thursday night showing, but there happened to be like I was supposed to go with some people, but they couldn't go, so then our plans fell through and I didn't get tickets. And then Wednesday night, my female friend calls me and she's like, "Hey, I know you really want to see this movie. I've been calling the radio station. I won us tickets for the Wednesday premiere." But I had a legal obligation I had to be at,
had to deal with that evening,
and so I couldn't go. Find out that night that my thing on Wednesday night was canceled. But at that point, the movie had already started.
Too late.
Yeah. So I was fucking pissed. So Thursday night rolls around. I'm going to Hudson's with some friends. I'm getting drunk. And then I get a call, like right before midnight. And it's my buddy Bav. And he's like, "Hey, I'm upstairs. You want to come see Tron? I know you're really into that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking want to see Tron. Get an extra ticket?" He's like, "Yeah." So I get up there. They're not there. I wait like 5 minutes. It's 12:05. Not there. No, it was like 1:45 or 10:10 or whatever. So 12:05 comes around. We're actually inside the theater. I'm like, "We're not going to get seats because you need to line up like an hour and a half before to get proper seats.
Yeah.
And I will not see this movie unless I'm sitting in my seats." I'm anal about seeing movies. Like I wouldn't watch Juno because I didn't get my seats, but like I'm anal about that. But I am 100 times more anal about not getting my seats if it's 3D. Mm-hmm. I need my exact seats.
Yeah. 3D up close, not fun.
Never. And up close, off to the side, in the back, I don't care. I need to be in the center. I need my fucking seats. I know each theater layout. I know where I need to sit. It's weird. I know just who I am. So I'm fucking mad at this point. I just want to leave. So I stick it out, whatever. He buys me a large root beer, which wins me over. They lead us to theater number 1, which is the largest theater that's not our IMAX. Private screening, 20 people. Walk right in, sit down, free drinks.
Nice. That's pretty badass.
I walk in, he's holding a bottle of Belvedere. I'm like, "God damn, I love you."
It's like, did you guys have Lazy Boys in here as well? I don't know.
It was the best fucking movie going experience I've ever had. Friends and family showing. And I think that added to the experience, the way that, the stupid fucking movie Titanic added to yours because you fell in love. But it was like, I don't know, man. That movie just like it nailed it. Like I got what I wanted from the movie. I wanted a sweet light cycle fight. Done. I wanted some cool aerial action. I wasn't really too whatever. Awesome. And I wanted like fucking wicked design and like cool goddamn suits and shit. Done. I want some hot robot bitches fighting. Done.
I can't be blamed for the fact that you like bad films.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But no, man, the movie's decent. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, like I was saying, I'm not gonna tell people to not go watch it. It wasn't that bad by any means. I just had a higher set of expectations for it because I was buying into all the hype.
I think it's on par.
And
with
I was like,
maybe a little bit below X2.
below X2.
Yeah,
I would say it's below X2.
a little bit. X2 was kind of dumb sometimes.
I don't know. I
It was a
would
good
almost
movie,
put it on the same level as like 300.
though. Yes, it is 300.
There you go.
There
We
it
can agree
is.
on that.
Fucking cool shit.
Because again, it's one of those things where it's like the visual effects are fucking amazing, but the plot just Anyway, we're beating the fucking.
Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. I'm Achilles,
I'm Doc Hollywood.
and you've been listening to ROFLcast. Tell your friends about it, pass the word around, and fucking enjoy. I don't even care if you don't like it. Just tell people you do. Tell them it's great, and then do. You know what you should do? Call up an ex. Call up someone you don't like. Call up that guy in your class that annoys the fuck out of you.
Just make them
Like,
listen to it.
You know what, man? You should listen to this. It's bad for the first like hour and a half, but after that it gets really good. But after an hour and a half, they just want to stick it out for like the last half hour because
They're like, I made it this far.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, you know what? They do episodes fairly often. Maybe no, we don't. They have quite a few episodes. Maybe I should just stick it out, and then they'll listen to like 4 or 5 episodes, and either by then we would have grown on them the way that mold does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't want it at first, but once it's there, it's there.
It's there. It's not going anywhere.
Or you've wasted 10 hours of their life. You have that power now. You can do that for somebody. Be that guy.
Be
All
that
right.
guy.
We're going to leave you off with Daft Punk Derez off the Tron soundtrack. And until next time, we remain podcasting.